frying pan.
And into the fire. Run! Run!
Hello and welcome to Out of the Frying Pan, a Middle-earth strategy battle game podcast YouTube channel. So it's that time again. We have a new issue of SBG Magazine, the independently created Middle-earth strategy battle game magazine produced by Damien and Tom of GBHL fame. So we have issue 11 and we've received an advance copy, which is very gratefully received, and we're going to give you a quick review and rundown of what's in the magazine and then give you the details of where to get hold of it. So without further ado, we'll pan away, give you a good show through of the magazine without giving away too much of the details, and then we'll come back at the end with details on how to get hold of it. So, issue 11 of SBG Magazine, The Road to Rivendell. Aragorn and the Hobbits must help Frodo carry the ring to Rivendell as we celebrate the Quest of the Ring Bearer in our lockdown special. As you can tell, this has been produced in the lockdown as we've been all suffering for COVID-19, but please don't let that dismay you. It hasn't affected the quality of the magazine in the slightest. In fact, the ingenious workarounds they've found for the inherent problems of the lockdown would have caused producing a magazine have been very interesting to read about, and they are included in this article. So without further ado, we will crack on and take a look at what's in there, but I promise no spoilers, so let's go through. So obviously, as usual, we have the editorial, where they have a bit of a chat about what's been going on, as well as the contents page, what's going on in the issue. So as you can tell, it's produced to the same great standard. The pages are sort of semi-gloss. I do apologise if they are picking up the light slightly from the lamp that I'm illuminating this with. We also have SPG Towers. Slight spoiler, obviously Damien and Emma have had their second child, Olivia, and so congratulations to them. Tom does an awful lot of walking. And then we've got the hobby blog, who anyone who's contributed to this issue has got a small section in there to talk about what they've been up to, which is always worth a look. We have Damien's usual article on basically whatever he's thinking about at this time. In this case, it's been battle streams in Middle-earth and the effect of the lockdown period on how he's doing his hobby, which is really interesting. And as someone who's part of the battle streams in Middle-earth community, it's been really great to see sort of where the ideas came from and what he's been able to do. And as you can see here, this is what he's been able to produce during the period, which is absolutely fantastic, and also a really good quality as well, which is absolutely cracking. We've got Mick talking about adapting his professional abilities into something that he can use for his hobby. And some of you in the Great British Hobbit League may have noticed him asking whether people go on and vote for his video. This would be a few months ago now, and that was really good. Him basically using his professional capabilities to create a video to talk about his hobby, which was fantastic to see. So there's sort of how-tos and everything in there, well worth a read. Damien's wife Emma's got involved, and this is really, really interesting. It's my favourite article of the entire magazine, if I'm honest with you, talking about someone who's outside of the community being involved in it. So that was really good fun to read, and it adds a rather more sort of mainstream opinion to the proceedings, which I really, really found interesting, because it's very easy for us to get all involved as hardcore Middle-earth fans, but seeing it from another perspective was really fantastic. We've got Michael Haskell, who won my Wood Elves, my Galadrim. He's a lucky man, some might say. Him talking about his favourite character, who is Frodo, as you might be able to tell. So another great article to go through and to look at. I do believe some of these might be Damien's models, and then some of them are Michael's. So I can't be sure which, but they could all be Michael's, in which case I do apologise. Got a painting masterclass on Frodo that's been produced by Kev. Really, really, really good. Really enjoy this. You can see some of these models a bit later on. We'll come to those. Then we have The Road to Rivendell. So this is a series of linked scenarios to tell from basically when the hobbits leave the Shire up to the Fords of Bruinen and arriving at the last homely house, Rivendell. So fantastic. I love the photography in this magazine. The fact they're able to produce so much of this, as they do talk about in the magazine, while under lockdown conditions, is absolutely amazing. I do believe these are Damien's models that he put together for this. He painted some of the 9 in the last sort of 6 months or so, and I distinctly remember him doing Arwen recently as well. We've got a bit of a tale on how they managed to go about this. As you can see, there's a bit of zooming going on. Stu and I have done this ourselves. And then basically we have the scenarios. So we've got shortcuts make the long delays. Again, the photography on this is absolutely fantastic. I cannot recommend it enough. These around the campfire sections, which are really good, which is basically as part of the Quest of the Ring Bearer scenarios in the book. If you run the campaign, you have to roll for your characters and how they got on post scenario, and they're produced as these around the campfire sections, which I really love. We've got Buckleberry Ferry, another around the campfire. This time we've got it appears to be inside the Prancing Pony at Bree. That's a really cracking photo. I love that. Then we have Nazgul in Bree. This would be all of Damien's scenery that he created for the Bree. I can't remember where he said he got them from, but I'm sure he'll pop up at some point and tell us where. Once again, another around the campfire. Weathertop. Some of the photography effects they put onto this are cracking. I love what they've done the Nazgul as presented in their full glory here. Another around the campfire. And then Flight to the Ford, which, again, more fantastic photos. Absolutely loving this. This whole sweep across the top is fantastic. I do really enjoy it. And then the Hall of Fire, which is, I won't let any spoilers go, but so that's another around the campfire, but obviously the Hall of Fire at Rivendell. Then we also have Dave, who's come back and has got some fantastic little dioramas and vignettes he's made with Sam and Frodo here, and then Frodo meeting Gandalf. Absolutely wonderful. Really good. And that's sort of how we end the magazine this month. Absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed this one. Only arrived today and I've consumed it cover to cover. And once more we've got Matt at Generation Shift, giving a bit of advertising space on that one. So that's SBG issue 11. Hope you've enjoyed this whistle stop tour. Cannot recommend it enough. I really enjoyed this issue. That's probably a bit better. You can see the cracking cover art you've got on there. Unfortunately my lamp's shining it out a little bit, but once again finished to the very highest standard. Very impressed. So thank you for joining me for the review of issue 11 of SBG Magazine. You can get your own copy at sbgmagazine@gmail.com. Contact Tom and Damien and they'll organise getting your copy out to you. Issues 1 to 10 can also be sourced through the same address, and they'll be happy to send out or provide you a quotation for more than one copy if you should wish. So all that remains to say is thank you for joining us. Thank you once again to Tom and Damien for sending a review copy. And if you'd like to join us on any of our social media, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, or email us at ootfppodcast@gmail.com. So thank you very much once again for joining us. I've been Dan. This has been Out of the Frying Pan, a Middle-earth strategy battle game podcast YouTube channel. And I'll catch you all later.
Out of the frying pan
and into the fire. Run! Run!